Kaya ang hindi.
Yeah.
Okay, ito yung buwilo. Gagahit na yung dughan mo. Boy, 95 miles. Pagpapayag ko. Pagpapayag ko.
Manny Pacquiao is back at the Wild Card Gym, and his training camp for Mario Barrios is now in full swing. His schedule has returned to the disciplined routine that defined his career. Early morning runs, mid-morning gym sessions, and focused. Sparring in the afternoons. Each day is carefully structured, with nothing left to chance or rushed. Pacquiao isn't just making an appearance, he's fully committed to the grind. Observers in camp say he's approaching this fight with seriousness, calm focus, and unwavering consistency.
July 19th, what is going to happen?
July 19th is going to be a good fight between Mario Barrios. It's going to be a lot of action, and I'm sure, guaranteed that the fans will be happy.
Do you think he's ready for this fight, Manny? Because I just saw him out there and he was like, I told him July 19th it's going to be like this times 10. You think so?
Definitely.
Yes. All right, take care.
Freddie Roach, who has trained Manny Pacquiao for over 2 decades, remains in charge of structuring the workouts and managing the camp's pace. He's been candid about their approach this time, placing greater emphasis on recovery and injury prevention. One key adjustment Roach made was reducing Pacquiao's running schedule from 6 days a week to 5. The change isn't due to a lack of fitness. Pacquiao, even at 46, remains in excellent physical condition, but rather a strategic move to avoid overtraining. Roach acknowledges that in past camps, they may have pushed too hard too soon. This time, the priority is keeping Pacquiao sharp, not just busy.
Ashamed of themselves for sanctioning Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, bro. This is what's wrong. This is one of the things that's wrong with the sport, bro. Straight up, like, this is beneath any sport that's supposed to be professional that wants itself to be taken serious. Manny Pacquiao fighting for a world championship should be beneath boxing, bro. Absolute garbage. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I seen this shit on BoxingScene.com, man. It's talking about I'm back. Back for what?
Roach also noted that certain side activities, like pickup basketball games and unsupervised conditioning sessions, once staples of Pacquiao's routine, are no longer permitted. This time, everything is centralized and carefully managed. The entire training process is more controlled, with Roach overseeing every detail closely. He's made it clear to Pacquiao that if he didn't look capable in the gym, he wouldn't. Support him moving forward with the fight. So far, there have been no red flags. According to Roach, Pacquiao has been showing up prepared, following instructions, and handling the workload with an energy that has impressed even the most seasoned observers.
Honduras went the first time, so I mean, the card from start to finish, it's gonna be fireworks. But I think no doubt, me and Pacquiao, we're gonna put the seal on it, and yeah, man, it's July 19th. It's gonna be a phenomenal.
Inside the gym, the atmosphere is focused but relaxed. Pacquiao arrives early for each session, typically starting with warm-ups and shadowboxing before transitioning into more intense drills. Pad work with Roach remains the centerpiece of their technical training, as they run through a mix of familiar combinations and new sequences tailored specifically for this opponent. Roach is having Pacquiao emphasize angles, close-range punching, and quick exits after exchanges. The strategy is clear. Leverage his speed and experience without getting drawn into unnecessary back and forths. Mario Barrios holds a height and reach advantage, so the game plan revolves around sharp movement, getting in, landing effectively, and getting out before lingering in the pocket.
I mean, at the end, it's kill or be killed. I know, like if he has been hurt at any point, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, it's just my job, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, training and drilling, these last couple weeks, and finish off these next 6, as best as we can, so I could go under come fight night and still retain the title.
All right, guys.
In addition to pad work, Pacquiao is dedicating significant time to the heavy bag and body bag, often running extended rounds focused on body shot combinations. Roach directs each session with clear objectives, frequently alternating between footwork drills and specific punch sequences. Pacquiao's footwork remains sharp and efficient. Those who've watched him train say he still cuts angles with ease and can shift direction mid-combination without missing a beat. There's no showboating or wasted movement, just focused, methodical rounds built on relentless repetition of the fundamentals.
Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
I am. I'm cool with it. If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine with Mario Barrios, who we know what he is on the top level. He comes up short. He's been stopped by fighters that are less than Manny Pacquiao, Tank Davis. So I like this fight. I think he's not going to be an...
Sparring has been introduced gradually, with partners carefully chosen to replicate Barrios' reach and rhythm. Roach has emphasized that they're only bringing in sparring partners who can offer genuine resistance and keep up with the pace of the sessions. The goal isn't to boost confidence, it's to fine-tune timing. Each sparring round is closely monitored, with Roach and longtime assistant Boo Boy Fernandez watching from outside the ropes and stepping in between rounds to offer adjustments. These sessions aren't about domination, they're about experimentation, testing combinations, refining distance, and making real-time tactical decisions. The focus is on ensuring Pacquiao can still spot the openings he once capitalized on and adapt when the usual routes close off.
Surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time though. Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight.
Boo Boy Fernandez, one of Pacquiao's closest friends and longtime co-trainers, has described the camp as running smoothly so far. At the outset, they conducted a full assessment to gauge Pacquiao's physical condition, and the results were promising. According to Fernandez, the speed and reflexes were still intact, and Pacquiao's energy during conditioning drills was consistent. Based on those findings, they developed a weekly training plan that balances intense days with dedicated rest periods. The schedule is structured, but flexible, allowing for adjustments based on how Pacquiao feels each day.
Being a kid from San Antonio, did you ever think you'd be fighting a legend like Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, never. Like, I mean, right? Like those are fights you think about in your head as like a dream scenario. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, like being a brown kid from San Antonio. Now now facing Manny Pacquiao, defending my title. It's huge.
A unique aspect of this camp is the presence of Pacquiao's son, Emmanuel Jr., who is also preparing for a fight on the same card. He's been training alongside his father, occasionally holding pads, mirroring shadow boxing routines, and participating in drills. This shared journey has added a deeply personal layer to the camp. It's not just a comeback for Pacquiao, it's a father-son experience, both men training under the same roof with the same coaching team and showing up with the same discipline. Freddie. Roach has embraced the dual role, seamlessly dividing his time between the two fighters. He's even using their sessions to set the tone for the gym, maintaining tempo, sharpening focus, and feeding off the mutual energy. While the younger, Pacquiao is still learning. He's also helping elevate the intensity of the environment around him.
You can't teach speed, you can't teach power. It's God, from God, that's it. People can work on speed their whole life, they're not gonna...
There's also been a deliberate effort to minimize outside distractions. Access to the wildcard gym during key sessions has been tightened, with only essential personnel allowed inside. Media updates are limited to short open workouts or brief interviews afterward. Pacquiao isn't doing extended press tours, and the message from the team has been consistent. This is a real training camp, not an exhibition promotion. Most of the people around him are longtime members of his trusted inner circle, and the ECR atmosphere reflects that familiarity. Inside the gym, there's no panic, no urgency, and no marketing spin, just quiet focus and steady work.
100% disrespectful. This is a clown fight. This is a more clown fight than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This is an outrage. People should be up in arms about this fight. This is so disrespectful. Barrios lose this fight, he should quit boxing. You let Manny Pacquiao, an old dude who stopped boxing, and then you're his first fight back? You are disrespectful.
Freddie Roach hasn't softened in his approach. Training footage shows him correcting Pacquiao's stance, stopping drills mid-round to demand more movement, and even coaching him on breathing techniques during extended bag sessions. The trust between them remains strong, and Roach continues to take the lead on technical decisions. He's been clear about the strategy. It's centered on movement, quick starts, and precise timing, not overwhelming volume. This camp isn't about throwing more punches. It's about landing the right ones, smart, clean, and effective.
Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but I mean, he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to get in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that he has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring.
Throughout the camp, Pacquiao has remained quiet but upbeat. He doesn't say much between sessions, but he listens closely, responds quickly to instructions, finishes drills with minimal rest, and sticks to his cooldowns as planned. In brief interviews, he simply said he feels ready and is glad to be back. There's no hint of distraction in his demeanor, and no talk of legacy or proving anything. Instead, the tone inside the gym is grounded entirely in preparation. The work is getting done, day after day, with no shortcuts and the same attention to detail that defined the prime years of his career.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he? I get he still loves the sport, but listen, you are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue it?
The face-off between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios didn't last long, but it left a strong impression. At 5'5" and 46 years old, Pacquiao standing across from the towering 6-foot Barrios was enough to spark concern among fans. The contrast in size, posture, and age was striking. Pacquiao, dressed simply and smiling, looked up at Barrios, who stood tall with the WBC welterweight title draped over his shoulder. Both men kept things cordial, posing for the cameras with friendly expressions, but online, the reaction was immediate and uneasy. Fans voiced their doubts in real time. One commented bluntly, "Manny going to get hurt." Another added, "Lightweight versus welterweight." And a third captured the core concern. The height difference isn't what's bothering me. It's the reach. How is Manny going to punch up there?
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, 46. Thank you.
For the WBC title at 147.
Thank you so much. I wish him all the best. Quadra, I love him.
Can he do it?
Quadra? Can he do it? Absolutely. That's a Mexican guy.
Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend,
Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
The difference in size and reach between the two fighters is undeniable. Barrios isn't just taller, he's also longer, younger, and naturally bigger. A career welterweight, he's fought comfortably at both 140 and 147 pounds. His style leans heavily on distance control, using a stiff jab and solid footwork to keep opponents at bay. Against Pacquiao, he's likely to lean into that approach. Pacquiao, by contrast, has always been most effective when working on the inside. The key to landing clean shots will be getting past Barrios' lead hand. No easy task. At 46, Pacquiao still shows flashes of his trademark foot speed in training, but the height and reach disparity could force him to exert more energy just to close the gap and find his range.
You're looking in tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
Still, the face-off didn't show any signs of nerves from Pacquiao. His demeanor was calm, familiar, unshaken. This isn't the first time he's been the smaller man in the ring, and it likely won't be the last. He stood confidently, looked Barrios directly in the eye, and smiled. The two exchanged a few quiet words before turning to face the cameras. There was no trash talk, no posturing, just a respectful, almost understated moment. That didn't stop fans from projecting their concerns. For many, the face-off served as a stark reminder of how unforgiving boxing can be, especially when fighters linger past their physical prime. Pacquiao's age remains the dominant narrative heading into the fight, casting a long shadow over every discussion.
Is there a part of you that feels like he's perfectly suited for you, though, as a fighter, to win?
To win, I think I'm faster than him. My movement, my speed is still there. Nothing lost. Movement, the speed. I can also develop it. So somebody knows that during my training.
Pacquiao's decision to come out of retirement, announced just weeks ago, caught many by surprise. He had already been inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and his last official win came several years ago. Since then, he'd only appeared in exhibition bouts, first against DKU in 2022, then against Jabir Zayani, also known as Rukia Ampo, in 2023. Those matchups were light on risk and designed more as showcases than true competition. Barrios, however, is a different story. At 30 years old, he's an active, full-sized welterweight, coming off meaningful fights and currently holding a legitimate world title. There's nothing staged about this comeback, and that's where the concern lies. Pacquiao isn't just stepping back into the ring, he's stepping directly into a high-stakes challenge against a prime, proven world champion.
Manny Pacquiao automatically gets to come out of retirement and fight Mario Barrios for his WBC. Because Manny Pacquiao is going to show up and do his job. Manny Pacquiao thinks about the fans before he thinks about this fight. The business side of boxing, what they're promoting, what they're selling, they know it's going to be 100% guaranteed of entertainment through Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao can outsell anyone.
If Pacquiao pulls it off, the possibilities suddenly open wide. PBC is well aware of the stakes, and reports suggest they're already preparing for what comes next should he do the improbable and defeat Barrios in July. 2 potential matchups are reportedly on the table: a long-anticipated rematch with Floyd Mayweather, or a blockbuster clash with Gervonta Tank Davis. Either fight would command global attention, but for very different reasons. A Mayweather rematch would be steeped in legacy and unfinished business, while a bout with Davis would represent a generational showdown, pitting one of boxing's elder legends against one of its most dangerous young stars.
When it comes to boxing and competing and being the best, I'm not here to talk about what you did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about what nobody else did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about your personal life. When we talk about, what's going on inside that square circle, I'm the best. No matter how you rate it, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, no matter if you go to 100 years back, 300 years back, all the way to now, there's only one best.
A rematch with Floyd Mayweather would be a business juggernaut. Their 2015 bout remains the highest grossing boxing event in history, generating over 4 million pay-per-view buys and more than 400 million in revenue. A second meeting would come, with a ready-made storyline. 2 legends, both older, both returning, with legacy and pride on the line. While Mayweather has remained officially retired, he stayed active through a string of lucrative exhibition bouts. If Pacquiao defeats Barrios and claims the WBC title, it would create the rare chance for Mayweather to face a longtime rival with a legitimate world championship at stake. Adding another layer, Mayweather has been actively promoting his 19-year-old rising star, Kermel Moton, There's already speculation that a Pacquiao-Mayweather rematch could be packaged with a high-profile undercard featuring Pacquiao Jr. versus Modon, a cross-generational showcase that would practically sell itself from a marketing standpoint.
I hope to see you here in Japan again with a big fight against a
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, yeah. Yeah, I thought that you don't want me to say that. Okay, but I'm excited for that. Thank you for always supporting Ryzen, all his promotions, and thank you, Sami Barsan.
If the Mayweather rematch doesn't come together, Gervonta Tank Davis is another high-profile option reportedly under consideration by PBC. Once regarded as one of the sport's most feared knockout artists, Davis recently showed a more vulnerable side. His draw with Lamont Roach earlier this year exposed flaws in his game that hadn't been seen before. Still, he remains one of boxing's most recognizable names and a consistent pay-per-view draw. Should Davis win the expected rematch with Roach, in August he could be next in line for a major marquee fight. A clash with Pacquiao would certainly qualify. A younger, heavier puncher taking on a legendary figure who just reclaimed a world title. It's the kind of generational showdown that captures public imagination and drives fan interest around the world.
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys?
We'll see. We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this like I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, we can see, we can talk. But
whether Pacquiao would even want to continue after Barrios, or whether this is a one-fight return, remains unclear. For now, everything hinges on what happens in July. On paper, the odds are stacked against him. Barrios is a 500 favorite, and many expect him to win comfortably, but Pacquiao has heard that before. Throughout his career, he's been the underdog more often than not, and it's never changed how he prepares. Those inside his camp say this is one of the most focused and stripped-down training cycles they've all seen from him in years. Distractions are minimal, the message is clear, and the workload is serious.